like to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by the Dolphin Wars.
Good evening and welcome to King Dolphin Television, episode 170. Wow, only 30 episodes to go before episode 200. I'm hoping that we'll have the big serendipitous timing where it will happen in October, where we do the 1 year anniversary, my birthday, and 200 episodes. So let's make it happen, people. So I am Raymond, you know me. I am the author of the Dolphin Wars book series and ruler of the greatest pod on YouTube. Today, I'm excited to have as our author interviewee, Cali Mayne, the author of Consistently Compassionate, Creating a Sustainable Lifestyle Change, here with us. But before we get welcome, Cali. How are you?
I'm doing well. Congratulations, 170 episodes. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yes. We've got, so before we get going, as always, if you like what we're doing here at the pod, if you love our interviews, if you have fun with us, please like and subscribe. Also, if you know anyone I should interview, please send me their names so I can reach out to them. I'm already I got August done and working into September. So we're making things happen. And let us welcome the chat, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this and bringing these wonderful creators out there for all to enjoy. I know he's the latest one here, but welcome William Clark, who says, look at that contagious smile. Oh. So welcome. Hey, smiles have to be contagious, don't they?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so, and then my team, my wrenches, who help manage this chaos and help with some great questions and answers and stuff like that. We have as our producer, we have Sandra, my other half, my rock, the one that keeps me sane and all things fun. Love you, baby. And then we have the first one, the last out, Legatus Legion I. Hello, my friend. I hope you're going to bring your A games when it can't have our wrench team without our favorite intelligent bear.
You're suffering.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Slaughter Poopas! QBar.com. And am I buffering?
You were.
I was? Oh, great. I got everything turned off. And also, welcome to Dad Man Walking. How are you, sir? Glad to have you here. And hopefully we'll get more people as they come along. People tend to trickle in after we get these things started. Legatus Legion I says, who is this King Dolphin? You know who I am. And Snorter Poopa says, we Widow Buffer. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hey, we try to welcome everyone and here at the here at King Dolphin Television. It's the virtual coffee shop where we have discussions about our creators and fun. All right, so how we do this is we will ask you questions, sort of like ice breaking. Snort, not that kind of ice breaking. So we will ask these questions to help break the ice, and then we will open it up to the chat. And chat, please, so I can keep track of the questions, hold up until I give you the go sign. Please, for once, yes. You gotta keep oh boy. No, you can wait. That question can wait. All right. So let us get started with the questions here. Again, thank you for joining us, Cali. I met Cali at one of the book signings that I've been doing, and I thought this would be great to bring her on and give her more attention. And what better attention than to bring her to the pod? All right. So please tell us about yourself.
All right. Well, thank you for having me here, Raymond. It was awesome to meet you at the book signing, and very grateful for making that connection. My name is Cali, and right now I am learning about farming, sustainable farming. It kind of goes into why, I wrote the book. Not necessarily like I farmed before I wrote the book, but it kind of is an extension of it. So I have 2 cats and a very, very supportive partner, which you have already met, talking about my contagious smile. Very grateful for him, and he just is one of the, keeps me sane, one of the best things in my life.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much, where I'm at right now. I've been so many different things in my past, but presently that is who I am.
Good. Yeah, and the reason I really kvetch over Sandra is I had a family loss over a week ago, and she's been keeping me sane and keeping me from falling apart. But it's all good. It's all good. I got the people here at the pod who support me. I got Sandra here, so it's good to have a support system.
Absolutely, yeah. And your family is still with you, just not in physical anymore.
True. So what was your inspiration to write this book?
So I worked at a job where I was just an office assistant and I was just scanning papers, but I had this really, really cool coworker, and her name's Abby. We would have these conversations, and she was like, "You should write a book." She was like, "Your opinion and your view on life is just really interesting." So I ended up quitting that job, moving away from there, but I found myself unemployed, not necessarily something that I thought was going to happen, but with life circumstances, I had 3 months at the time where I realized I wasn't going to have a job. So I thought about what Abby said, and I was like, just do it. Just do it. Just start, you'll find your way. And so she was really my inspiration in the back of my mind, but there were just so many things that I was learning that I felt other people could benefit from.
Okay. So I'm going to flip-flop. Tell us about the title of the book.
Yeah.
Consistently compassionate.
Yeah. Creating a sustainable lifestyle change. So consistency was something that I found to be very important when I started like creating a sustainable lifestyle change. And what is creating a sustainable lifestyle change? So sustainable means like that it can last over time. From a young age, I've always been overweight, and that was something that I always wanted to address. So creating the change really required consistency in whatever sort of pattern or habit that I wanted to work on. I just had to realize that even though I wasn't doing it every day, didn't necessarily make or break me. It was about being consistent. And then compassion is the idea of showing kindness or understanding to a situation. And I found that being consistently compassionate with myself, I was able to achieve goals, regardless of what anybody else thought about what my life was like, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. So, tell us about the book.
Okay. So it's broken down into 4 parts. My initial thought process was, this book could be helpful for anyone who is like struggling with, food, like their relationship to food. And the more that I like think about it and relate it to other people, I really feel like my sole problem was I had an addiction to food. So, there are some parts that are later on in the book that could, actually be helpful for anyone struggling with addiction. Because, the first 2 parts, it's nutrition and movement. So those are kind of really geared towards your body. But, the last 2 parts are mindfulness and your relationship with yourself. So those, I think, can be, beneficial to anyone struggling with addiction.
Okay. Now this and now this is an outside question. Did you have any? This is a tough. Did you have any college experience before that helped build this this book? Like um, short answer is did you go did you go to college, have a degree?
Yeah. So I did go to Shepherd University.
Okay.
I have a Regents Bachelor of Arts, but I studied physical education for the majority of my
Okay.
experience there. I'm also a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Okay. Great. So and I saw that you are a personal trainer. So
Yeah.
So you've got the educational experience to be able to write this type of book.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think so, but I also think that, a lot of times each person kind of knows what the best route is for them. And it's kind of just making sure that you take your next step, whatever that looks like, because no matter what someone else has to say to you, if it's contradicting how you truly feel about yourself, if it makes you feel bad in any kind of way towards yourself, might not be the best advice for you anyway.
True. And welcome, excuse me, welcome to Casey Hardman. I hope I didn't massacre that name. And welcome to King Dolphin TV. So, okay. How long did this book take you to write?
So this was the first book that I've ever written. It was definitely an interesting publication style. So initially it took me about 4 months to write my first edition. Yeah, I was really trying to fly through this thing. I really wanted to get it out, get my message out. So I started in December of 2021, and I published the first edition in April of 2022. That being said, I didn't have a professional editor or anything at the time, so I actually took that first edition and had it professionally edited, and then I ended up publishing what is now, actually Consistently Compassionate. That's the second edition. I think I did that in maybe November of 2022. So I would say about a year for the whole process.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a particular writing style or writing process that you went to get this book? It's always...
That's a great question. And like I said, I had genuinely no idea what I was doing. I didn't know anyone who had written a book. I just remember seeing a post on Instagram, and it said, if you can do anything humanly possible. And so I thought to myself, I was like, other people are authors. I could be an author. Yeah. So, when I had that moment of, oh crap, I don't have a job for at least 3 months, that voice just went off in my head. Do it, just do it. And so I Googled how to write a book. And
oh, you Googled how to write a book, and it took me 40 years to get my first book out there? Oh, man.
Look, I am privileged and taking all of the advantage of living in the age of free education. And I recommend everyone do that. It's so amazing, the information that you can find online and use to the benefit for everyone. So there was actually a self-publishing school had this video, 21 steps on how to write a book. And so I pretty much just followed that, and also followed my intuition, and just kind of every day did a little bit. And then I've eventually had a book.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Congratulations. It's yeah. I guess that dates me as to how old I am that it took that long to get a book out there. Hey, but to my credit, I got 2 other books done with it before I hit Social Security. But yeah. So I'm not going to ask that one because this is a question that's already in the chat because of some impatient person. Okay. I looked in your teaser, and I was going to ask you, why do you think there's a gap of people not receiving appropriate assistance?
Yeah. So I'll go into that a little more. So there is a gap of people that, some personal trainers and nutrition coaches don't necessarily reach. And I think that's because it's really hard to go out of your comfort zone and learn something that is completely different to who you are. So a lot of personal trainers or people who are in the health field are typically born with pretty okay genetics, and that is something that they've always been familiar with, is health and fitness. So it's natural for them to just extend and want to make a career out of that. But I wasn't raised in a household where, health and fitness was a main priority. So because I came from that background, I can relate to people who also grew up that way. So I think that's why there's such a large gap. There aren't many people who come from the side of not being very familiar and, pushing themselves to kind of make themselves familiar with uncomfortable information.
Okay. Now, do you going about talking about personal trainers? Do you feel that personal trainers tend to want to go where the money is instead of feeling like they want to actually do a service
Mm,
and
that's a good
benefit
question.
people?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if I can speak to that because
Okay.
I'm not really familiar with the realm of I've worked in a couple of gyms and most of them didn't really work out for me, but that was mainly because I just didn't feel like the environment fit. I think I'm talking about things that are not necessarily socially acceptable in a lot of gyms yet. Um, but then again, I could be totally wrong, but that's just kind of how I've experienced.
Yeah. Well, I had an experience. I wanted to go to. I went to Bally's
Okay.
and back in the day, and first thing they do is they hold my driver's license hostage until I go through the grand tour of their facility. And then I meet somebody, a personal trainer, and I'm like, you know, am I just dollar signs to you, or are you really going to help me?
Yeah.
And um, once I got out of there, I once I got out of there, I immediately and they make you sign an application for a membership. You can't leave without it. So, I did it, but then immediately was on the phone saying I'm canceling my membership and you better let me cancel.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's really interesting. I've never worked for a gym that has done that. I've definitely worked for gyms where they have to like you have to take someone's like information if they're going to do like a tour of the gym just for like liability reasons, but
mhm,
I've never experienced anything that aggressive.
yeah,
But I think there are definitely to kind of validate how you're feeling. I really do think that personal training can be a very pricey
mhm,
um, market. I also, personal training can be, so when you go to a gym, you're only working on your body, like your muscles, really.
mhm,
Like, there's so many things that go into how we become healthier. And the gym is just a very, like, small portion of that. And from my experience, there's actually a lot that you can do that's not at a gym to help that aspect of your body. So I'm not saying that don't go to the gym or don't hire a personal trainer, but trust me, you know a lot more about your body than
mhm,
a personal trainer is going to ever tell you. So I'm of the belief that you should always trust yourself and know
mhm,
don't take too big of steps in terms of movement. There's so many types of movement, like dancing is awesome, and um, they have like all of these different step videos on YouTube now, and like I don't know, there's just so much information out there
yeah,
already.
yes. Everybody, there is a plethora of information out there. Just you have to weed through it and figure out what you want to use.
Exactly. You
Um,
gotta figure out what's best for you.
okay, a lot of people today feel the same way about fast food that you did previously. Can you probably explain why?
um So, I used to use fast food as, or like really any foods that were high in like sugar, salt, and fat, as a way to like cope with reality, which is why I mentioned like, I think anybody who suffers from addiction could potentially get some information. But it was an addiction. There, you know, when you eat foods that are, you know, high, they're called hyperpalatable foods, high in fat, salt, and sugar. They send signals of dopamine, which is a chemical in your body that makes you feel good. So whenever I was feeling in a way that I didn't want to feel, was uncomfortable, like sad or, you know, anxious or upset, scared, lonely, anything, I would just reach for food.
Mm.
And so I think that's something that a lot of people relate to, because for whatever reason, as a society, we're told, I don't want you to cry, I don't want you to feel sadness, you know, be happy and, you know, everything's okay. But that's not part of our human experience. I mean, it definitely is, like, being happy and joyful is definitely a great time of our human experience, but it's okay to feel sadness and loneliness and you know, fear, and all of those things are just a part of life. And yeah, so when I learned that I could get through those moments without having to cope, without having to grab food, that's kind of when my journey started, really.
Okay. All right. Now you say you have a farm.
So I'm working on creating my own farm. I am, yeah, right now I'm, you know, doing what I can to get it all set up. I have a small garden enclosure that has, you know, it's mainly like a homestead right now. But I'm definitely looking to expand and grow local produce for my community.
Okay. Hope hope you're very successful with that. We're trying to get a garden going here, but between the drought and the animals wanting to devour everything in sight, it's not very successful. So we're trying to find ways to do it.
No, I totally hear that. I'm really grateful. I don't know how I thought of this idea. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I do know. I meditate very frequently, and so when I clear my mind of thoughts, I get like these rush of ideas of things to do. So I came back from working on a farm last summer, and I had this idea to build a garden enclosure over the winter time, so that when growing season came around, I had a place to grow some vegetables without, you know, the animals doing their thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's pretty much where I am right now.
Okay. All right. The last thing, and if you've got social media links, if you could put them into the private chat, and I'll post them later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at this time, we're going to open it to our amazing chat.
Oh my gosh, I've literally I've been in full screen, so I haven't been able to see any of the chat since not me. Oh my goodness.
So there's a private chat there. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that at the beginning.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay.
All right, we will start with our Legatus. Cali Mayne, human, lover, author, weight loss coach. That mean she can give some weight loss, I guess he meant tips for a certain polar bear, also known as Snortopupus cuber.
Oh man, I mean, if you genuinely want a tip, love yourself. Be nice to yourself. Give yourself compassion. Absolutely. Delightfully blubbery. I love that. Absolutely.
Yep. That's our erudite bear. Casey Hogben, who I guess you know. I am so beyond proud of you. You're phenomenal, and I'm so lucky to know you. Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Casey.
Oh, Casey, thank you so much. She has been one of the biggest supports. Like, she knew me before any of this, when I was almost 300 pounds and not like scared of the gym, scared of, people judging me and people, we just clicked, and I'm just so grateful for Casey.
A work associate or just a friend?
So she actually came into the gym to work out when I was working at the gym, and then we started working out together. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Now, this is why I didn't ask the one question. Legatus asks, so this is the first book you've ever written. Does that mean more will be coming out along the same lines or on different topics? Good question.
Yeah, very good question. So I am in the process of writing another book. It's similar. It is very still like autobiographical, with a little bit of information throughout, but yes, hopefully one more to come, at least one more to come.
Okay. And I guess Snortopupus is giving me an encouragement. Poor dolphin. And Legata says, who would that be? Okay. Priorities are what you make them to be. Isn't half the battle the mental one to get help, start doing something?
Absolutely. I would say that probably more than half the battle is a mental one. And I think that really one of the biggest mental battles is actually realizing that you are already whole right now. You don't necessarily have to change unless you genuinely want to, and that want should be for your benefit, not for anyone else, not to feel acceptance or validation from anyone else. It should be to make your body, your vessel, operate more efficiently.
Okay. And let's see. Casey says, I found out this sweet girl was writing a book at 2 a.m., drinking coffee at a Waffle House one night. She is the most selfless person. Heaven sent, my truest friend, and someone who helps me love myself. Wow. I can't. I'm speechless.
Thank you, Casey. She definitely brings out the best in me.
Yeah. Sounds like she's your one of your. Sounds like she's the president of the Cali Mayne fan club.
She's amazing. Absolutely.
All right. Welcome, Pudgy Hedgehog. Flies in via catapult, bounces off Mr. Raymond's house, lands in pond outback. Just watch out for the squirrel who may be limping around.
Oh no! You got a sad squirrel out back?
We have a sad squirrel. Unfortunately, Snoopy, he got caught by Snoopy, so Snoopy wanted to play with him and almost broke him.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. How does one sort through, from Legatus Legion I, how does one sort through the information overload to get what is right for you, be it from YouTube, Google, YouTube, etc.?
That's a very good question. So I am a big fan of discernment, which is the process of sorting through information. And I think a lot of that comes from, knowing, well, first of all, you kind of have to check your relationship with yourself. That's what I had to do. because I realized that there were like negative voices that were telling me that I wasn't good enough or I wasn't okay. And, you know, I had to make sure that I was loving myself. I was treating myself with respect and kindness. And then, you know, that's when the information that I needed to see would kind of pop out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything is kind of trial and error as well. So if you try something and it works for you, great, keep doing it. If, you know, regardless of what anybody else says, if you try something and it doesn't work for you, now you know not to try that again. So kind of just always being willing to learn.
Okay. All right. And putting a damper on the characters that are yelling at you in the back of your brain.
Yeah, yes. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about someone in the comments. Absolutely.
No.
Just understanding that those thoughts, you know, they're real. You hear them, but they're not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Snorter Pooper says, how strange. Today is one of my be good days, salad and such. Good. Good, Snort.
Right. Well, hey, I think, you know, I'm a fan of everything in moderation. Everything. And, you know, everybody is starting somewhere. Like when I was starting, I was eating fast food for every single meal of the day. And so trying to just like completely cut out fast food was nonsense. That wasn't something that was going to happen. So I had to, you know, be realistic about it. Because like if you're eating 4,000 calories a day, dropping to 2,000 calories overnight isn't going to make sense. It's not going to work. So I had
body needs that nourishment.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was one of the things that I had to start telling myself was, you know, my body deserves to be nourished, because for whatever reason, I didn't believe that before.
So everything in moderation. Okay. Pudgy says salad, and I know where this is going. Pudgy Hedgehog says salad tastes like sad. Cookies better. Cookies are always better. And of course, he gives us a hug. And Legata says organic foods versus all that processed foods.
So I don't know if that's like a...
Yeah, I think that's a question. He says, I believe he says, what do you think about organic foods versus all that processed foods?
Yes. I mean, I am a firm believer that anything that comes from the earth and has less human interference, less things that, you know, we're doing to the with machines is going to be better for you. But again, everything in moderation. Like, you're not going to eat 100% organic. Hi. Sorry, my cat just came in. You're not going to eat. Oh, go ahead. What?
He's probably gonna. He or she's gonna react to Snoopy in the background.
Oh, he just wants pets right now. He loves it. Yeah. But yeah, anything that comes from the earth is going to be better than, you know, something with... I recommend reading the ingredients label. And if, you know, if there's an ingredient in there that you can't read or that you don't understand, it's probably not going to be the best for you, but, you know, your body's going to do something with it.
Let's see. Okay, Pudgy and the Frog are out watching the show. We got a frog in our pond in the backyard. So since Pudgy went up in the pond, they're watching the show. All right, and here is her Facebook page.
Oh, geez.
Thank you, Legatus. I could always count on him to find things. And hello, John Rendell. And as I told you, here is the hard-hitting question by our Ace Hedgehog. Question: favorite cookie?
My dad makes these really good oatmeal raisin with walnuts.
Oh,
And I think I gotta go with that because like you can taste the love, you know, when you get something homemade.
I can relate to that totally. I can, and you can't go wrong with oatmeal raisin.
Yeah.
So, Budgie, it is oatmeal raisin cookie made by her dad. Okay. All right. Advice that you can give, okay, that you can give equally between males and females, or is there a slightly different approach one takes when dealing with one or the other, since males and females think and approach things differently? Ooh, that is a great question.
That is a very good question. And so I don't have like a blanket approach for anyone really, other than trust yourself. I kind of like turn it back on you to do the work. I typically just think that there's questions that you need to ask yourself as to why, you know, why are you behaving the way that you do? You know, so I definitely think there is a difference between, you know, feminine and masculine energy. I think we each have a little bit in each one of us. But I do understand the concept that males think a little bit differently than females, and I've definitely seen that play out in real life. So yeah, there's definitely that's a really good question. It's something that I kind of want to think a little bit more into.
Oh, okay. You can always come back to the rewind, and the question will be there, and you can always ponder it some more.
Okay.
Snorter Pooper says, as odd as it sounds, I have learned to channel my laziness to avoid giving into cravings for fast food. I'm too lazy to go out for fast food all the time. Wise bear.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's definitely as long as you know you're happy with your decisions and what you're doing, that's all that matters.
And well, here's the other side. Besides, at my age, I prefer slow food. It's easier to catch. Snort. Leave those seals alone. They're bad for you. All that blubber. Ugh. Imagine all that blubber can't be good for you. Okay. I warned you, Cali. I warned you.
Yeah.
And of course, hail to Snoop. Yes, I'm sure you heard him. And we even say hello to the kitty cats.
Yes.
Hello, Lenrod. He's at work, just going to leave a like and listen in. Well, welcome, my friend. How you doing, sir?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, please leave a like on if you're liking what we're doing here. Okay. Why I behave the way I do. Growing up with a wooden spoon on the backside might have something to do with it. Hey, nothing wrong with a little board of education on the seat of knowledge, as my other half.
My heart goes out to you very much because you know, intuitively you know, and what you're saying makes sense. So, yes, you know what you deserve. And it definitely wasn't the spoon to the butt. But
okay. What sources are in their order? What sources are there in order to order your book? Or is it just okay, if he wants to get your book, what does he need to do?
So my website has some information I can put. Well, I thought I was signed in. Let me. I can also just send it to Raymond after the interview, and he can maybe put it at the bottom of this
Sure, I can do that.
in the description. But yeah,
You know,
on my website, you can. Oh, actually, I finally signed in.
Yeah, if you could see the private chat.
Yeah. Is it okay if I just put it in the comments?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
It may or may. It may or may not, unless you're a ranch. That's why, if on the right hand side, if you could see comments, banners, brands, or private chat.
I just see comments in private chat.
Yeah, you could click on private chat, and you could type there. You could type the information there, and I'll just pull it over. Oh, there it is. Okay. There you go. There's the website.
Yeah, and if you go to the thing that says get the ebook, you'll actually see where you can purchase either the ebook or the hardcover. And there's also, I've created audiobooks that are on YouTube for free. So if you want to just listen to the book, you don't even have to purchase it.
Now, is this through Kindle, or did you go through somebody different?
I did the ebook through Draft to Digital.
Okay.
And the hardcover's through Ingram Spark.
Okay. So, different way to do it, because I went through Kindle.
I cannot. Oh no. Still no sound.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's this silly buffering. Okay. Audiobook, did you narrate it yourself, or did you get help from some friends, aka William Clark?
I did narrate the first edition myself, but we definitely we've talked about potentially him narrating some chapters. So if you're interested in having a male voice, stay tuned. Those videos may be coming in the near future.
Oh, great. All right. And again, let's see if I can do it without the site going buffering again.
Man, I do need to update this too, because all of the audiobooks are out. I've got a date from March on there, or May.
Can you guys see what I just put out there? StreamYards is acting kind of wonky. But there's our site, and of course, Legatus has put the YouTube channel. Thank you, Legatus.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. All right. So, guys, please ask some more questions.
Yeah, I didn't see a comment from you either, Raymond.
Oh boy, StreamYards. I know it's probably not the only game in town, but it's still frustrating. Let's see.
While Raymond's doing that, I just want to give a shout out to my partner who came home with flowers for me
Aw.
because he's like literally the most supportive and thoughtful
Aw.
person that I've ever met.
Did he do this did he do this today to celebrate you being in worldwide?
I honestly, he's bought me flowers before for just no reason. So
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't question the motives anymore. I just accept.
John Rendell says, pretty roses. Yeah, they were.
They are. And they smell wonderful.
Mm.
I'm the kind of person who stops and smells the roses like in the grocery store and everything too. So
Yeah. I think I owe somebody a couple roses myself. So, guys. Oh, wait. Okay. Here's a good one. Everyone has up days and down days. What do you do when you feel a bit off your feet? From Snorter Pooper's Cuber.
yeah, I do my best. Obviously, this is a practice, but I do my best to give myself grace. And like when I'm not feeling like myself, I'm not feeling, can't be popping champagne bottles every day, everybody goes through that. So I just always try to remember that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be anywhere else. And me having expectations that I'm not supposed to be feeling the way that I'm feeling was just kind of conditioned to me. And it's okay to feel, sad or, like you don't belong or like we're floating on this rock and nobody knows what's going on. It's okay to have days where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to lay on the couch. I'm just going to let myself rest. And I just read a comment at the bottom and it makes me like literally bad days make the good days more appreciated. And it's
From
so
John Rendell. Yeah.
true. Like, it's so true. It's like you're not going to appreciate the sunshine unless you've seen the rain. You're not going to appreciate someone being able to listen to you until you've had someone who just completely ignores you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just like getting distracted reading the comments.
Yeah. Your website says you're also into photography. Is being in nature, pictures, smelling the roses if you're not allergic, walking, etc., part of the healthy lifestyle?
It definitely was for me. That was, one of the ways when I started learning how to regulate my emotions, walking was one of the ways that I would learn how to do that. Because emotional regulation is a skill that, in my opinion, is like very essential if you want to create a life that you want to live. Because unless you learn how your emotions are making you feel, you're typically just reacting to them. So you're not necessarily choosing your response. You're, reacting based on your emotions. So when I learned how to emotionally regulate, walking and just witnessing the nature around me was a huge part of that.
Okay.
That was a very good question. Thank you so much.
And you're also into photography. Do you have any interest of perhaps publishing any of your photos?
I hadn't actually thought about it, honestly, but I would, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just typing something real quick. Okay. All right, guys. You guys have been asking some amazing questions. Your comments have been fantastic. I knew it would be no problem getting good questions because I know the intelligence of this of the pod, and they're just so fantastic. and
I
they know how
agree
to
wholeheartedly.
they know how to bring out the best in any of the interviews here. Okay, so guys, last chance. Last chance, then you know what? All right. Did I lose the pod? Oh, there it is. Ah. Does being an introvert or extrovert when you're talking to something for help, is that a challenge?
So I hope I'm reading the question correctly. And if I'm not, and I answer it and you're not expecting the answer, please let me know. So if you are an introvert, it may seem harder to ask for help. And, this is just my opinion, but I think we're all kind of given these labels of who we are and who we're not. But I think if you are ready to ask for help, regardless of what label you have, you will get the help that you're looking for. I think it takes courage, regardless of, whether you label yourself an introvert or an extrovert, to like ask for help or to want to change. So I don't know if that answered your question. If it did, that's awesome. But if not, please let me know.
Sorry, Lanrod. The answer is we already know. It's been advertised. The answer is no. Sorry. There's someone out there for you, Lanrod. There is indeed.
There is, absolutely. And it
And
might
hello-
be you at first until you meet that person.
True. And hello, Sean Carter, who said he just popped in. We'll have to check on the rewind. Oh, look at that doggy.
I know. Oh my goodness.
He's a
The
good
face.
dog. Yes. So, yes, hello, Sean Carter. All right. Yes, Snort. It's that. You know. All right. Aw, my God. Hold on a second. I don't know why it's not posting, but I've got it.
Legatus.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so before we go to show notes, is there one last bit of advice that you want to give to the chat?
So I do just want to, answer Legatus really quick. He said, if the person is an introvert or an extrovert, does it change my approach to helping them? And I just want to say, my approach is not the same for any single person. So yes, it does change, because I would never ask someone to do something that they're not completely uncomfortable with, or like, you have to step out of your comfort zone, but you will never do anything that requires you to feel so overwhelmed that you're not capable of doing it, if that makes sense. Like if you were working with me. So, yes, I do not have a blank sheet for everyone. You know your next step. You intuitively know. I'm just there to ask you questions to get you to your next step.
Okay.
But if I had one piece of advice, it would be witness your thoughts. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but if you ever, stop for a minute and just think about what you're thinking about, and see if it's nice about yourself. Because if it's not, it's probably not true. And it's just a story that your brain's telling you. Because you deserve to be nice to yourself all the time.
Okay. All right. That's a pretty good parting thought. All right. So Again, I would like to thank you, Callie. This was a very good. I had a great time. I had a really great time. I hope you did, and I'm sure the chat did. So,
Thank you.
oh.
I had a great time as well.
Witness my thoughts. I would need a pudgy security blanket sometimes. Yeah. Yes. Poor Pudgy. All right. So now it's time. You may want to sit down for this. It is time for show notes.
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes with Mr. Raymond and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. Dun.
Shh. It's not a program until we get show notes. Whether for good, bad, or indifferent. All right. So this Saturday for our Just Cuz, it's going to be a pizza theme. We're going to talk about our favorite pizzas, and who knows where that's going to go. Yeah. As usual, Just Cuz's definitely go off the rails quite a lot, and so I am sure this will not be any different. Yes, Nort, he covers his eyes. I know, didn't want to shock him. On July 12th, we will have another author, Bob O'Connor. He does historical stories. Callie knows him. And I'm looking forward to having him on. He does a lot of historical research. Hello, Kitty. And it will be interesting to get a lot of his takes around the local history and history in general. On the 19th, on the 19th, one word, blood feud. Okay, boy, that one word caused the system to blow up. As you know, that will be the release party for Blood Feud. It is out on Kindle. Hard copies will be coming soon, and we'll be talking about it on the 19th. On the Just Cuz on the 22nd, we will probably talk about the Martinsburg Comic Con, where I will be at a signing booth along with my editor, and I know Grace Saley is going to be there at her booth, so it's going to be a good time. Let's see. On the 29th of July, a nice change of pace. We're going to have Erin Crenshaw, who is a flight attendant, and she'll talk to us about the world of aviation from the cabin of an airplane, as opposed to the pilots that we've had on before. So it's going to be a good time. Just Cuz's will be every Saturday, and we'll have the kitty table up. We'll have the slapshot table up. It's going to be a great time for everybody. Let's see. You guys are starting too soon. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no, Callie?
Oh man, I'm almost scared to answer this question because it's so controversial.
How about this? You come on Saturday to Just Cuz and we'll discuss it then.
I like it. I'll be there Saturday.
All right. Special guest, Cali Mayne. Favorite pizza, fresh hot one someone else purchased and is placed before me to eat. Yep. Hello, Cobalt Bald Ego, who says he looks into the pond, notices Pudgy swimming with the frog underneath the water. Yep. I knew that was going to come. Pudgy and the frog gathering.
Those are cool emojis.
Snort poop ass. Pepperoni mushroom, onion, black olive, and extra walrus blubber. Hey, guys are already starting to do the theme. I like it.
That sounds like a polar bear stream.
Yeah. Raymond and Gremlins equals a podcast. Yes, definitely. And hello, Cobalt Ball Eagle. Okay. Lanrod. I'm not. Go away. No, don't go away. We'll discuss that when Saturday comes along. Pizza. Overpriced, open-faced cheese sandwich you can't resist. What's this? Cobalt chases after a ferret. No, stay away from the gas shutoff. Yeah. Oh, you got to watch those ferrets all the time. All the time. All right. So that is show notes. And looking forward to this Saturday because we're going to have mayhem. We're going to have madness. We're going to talk about pizza. And Pizza and the Pod will definitely be a sight to behold. So.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Looking forward to having you there. All right. Okay. And so.
This segment is brought to you by thedolphinboys.com. It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. With Mr. Raymond and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. Dun.
I'm scared. No, I'm scared. Snorter Poopa says, take care every human, dolphin, doggle, ferret, kitty cat, hedgehog, eagle, and frog. The cast of characters is getting bigger. So we will let us say thank you for everybody who's been here. Starting with the people who have joined us in the chat. We had Cobalt Bald Eagle. We had the Dad Man Walking. We had Casey Hogman. Thank you. And please subscribe if you like what we did here. Just because it's an event to behold. I will tell you that. We had Sean Carter. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for being here. We had William Clark. Thank you for being here and supporting the chat, supporting Cali. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Jill. Hello, anti-derivative Jill. The time zones. It's the time zones. Hello, anti-derivative Jill. If you got any questions for our personal trainer here, we can take a last one, but and she says, and also goodbye. And hello, Deef. Man, you're coming on board. I know what it is. They don't want to see show notes, so they hide out and wait till show notes goes away, and then they come on. Show notes can be quite shocking to the uninitiated, but these guys are initiated, so it's probably a case of they don't want to see it. Well, hello, Deef, and hello, my wrench anti-derivative Jill. Welcome, and I hope you can get a chance to see this on the tail end, on the rewind. Oh, I can bring it back, Jill. I can bring it back. Oh no, I missed show notes. Oh well. Legata says show notes is what brings them in. And Sandra says disturbing but true. Yeah, you made it to the kitty table. Oh yes, the kitty table is something to behold. So yes, you're in for a treat come Saturday.
Oh yeah.
You're in for a treat come Saturday.
All right.
Yes. Okay. So let me continue with the. So yeah, make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right. So we had we had Sandra, my ace producer, my other half, the one who keeps me sane, my muse, etc., etc. Love you, baby. We had Anti-Derivative Jill, Amazing Wrench in her own right, who said she made it to the kitty table. I never make it there. Oh, wait. That's why. Snort sends all the late arrivals to the kitty table. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, William. He says it was fun watching. I loved the way you interview. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's always my goal to make an interview fun and enjoyable for everybody involved. So thank you. I really appreciate that. And John says everybody wants to see show notes. Yes, show notes is a phenomenon. Let's see. Jill says, I don't have a question, but I subscribe to your channel, Cali.
Aw, thank you so much. I hope you can get some sort of benefit from it.
And Legata says, did you stand or pace the entire interview? You're not tired?
No, I live a very active lifestyle now, so it just comes with, slowly changing over time. I have a lot more energy.
Well, that's good. That is very good. Eclairs and cream puffs for all at the kitty table. Well, that's where they're at. Thank you, William. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hit it out the park. Okay, now I got to finish saying goodnight to the Ventures. We had John Rendell, Fez. Thank you for being here. We had the first one, the last out, Legatus Legionii. We had Lenrod. There will be someone out there for you, Lenrod. I believe it. We had Pudgy Hedgehog, still swimming with the frog, out in my pond. Just don't annoy the fish. There's 13 fish over there, and they can kick your butts. They can kick your butts. Okay, and then of course we can't have a goodbye without Snora Pupas. Uber.com. Great show. Take it easy, brother. See you Saturday. I'll bring Sniffle too. And Lenron says it's statistically impossible. Yeah, nothing. You can always beat the statistics. God, I can't say that word tonight. All right, so that is it, everybody. People says, yay, Sniffles. So everybody, you have a great evening. For those who came on the tail end, please catch us on the rewind, like and subscribe to both us and to both King Dolphin TV and to Cali Mayne. Again, thank you very much for coming on. It was a great interview, and I look forward to seeing you more often.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
All right. Everybody, you have a safe week. Stay safe, and see you for Just Cuz, the place where anything can happen and usually does. Good night, all.